Hi everybody, my name is theReadingTortie and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing a Read-A-Thon update and I guess notification. I talked about it at the beginning of September, but I didn't actually update on Thursday when it officially started, simply because I guess I was a little too eager to start the book. So I did my Read-A-Thon. It went from Thursday night to Monday night because I'm an unhealthy person, and this was the behemoth, beautiful book that I was able to enjoy. A Column of Fire by Ken Follett. It just came out last week. I'm almost done with it. You can see, maybe. I'm like on page 700. Yeah, roughly about 700. And I guess I'm a little disappointed I haven't finished it. I would have finished it had it been Pillars of the Earth or World Without End. Not because this book isn't good. It's fantastic. It's exquisitely, beautifully, deliciously written. And every time that I read this and I just open it up and I take in every page, I realize how much of a crappy writer I am. I'm like, man, I'm like garbage. But that's okay. Not everybody can be a master like Ken Follett. It's okay. I certainly am not. So reading this book was exquisite, beautiful. It was just a trip on some of the most euphoric writing I've ever experienced. However, what has stumped me a bit is the subject matter. I read somewhere that someone called this a Tudor era book. It's not. If you believe so, that's fine. However, I would not call this a Tudor book. This is not about the Tudors at all. This is about the political and religious upheaval in Europe during the time of the Spanish Inquisition and during the reign of Elizabeth I. And it's really different from the first two books. I'm not going to give away a lot because I still have to finish it. I know how it ends because I'm a bad person and I read ahead, but it's still beautiful. And I'm going to have a full review, obviously, and probably a topic of discussion, because this book without a topic of discussion, what the heck am I doing on my channel? So this book is just about the politics of Europe, mainly England, France, and Spain, dealing with the Vatican, who's trying to impose Catholicism as pretty much the law of the land, and people fighting for religious tolerance, people fighting for Catholicism to be the main religion, people fighting for the Protestantism to be the main religion. And really the entire book is, as stated by the title, which if you read the opening, you'll understand it, and I'm like, this is a beautiful play on words. The book is pretty much Protestants versus Catholics. And it's a whole lot about religious intolerance. And there aren't a whole lot of people that are, progressive enough at the time period, in the 1500s, to believe in true religious tolerance at the time, because the Catholic Church was the end-all be-all. Calvinism was just starting to, surface. So it's difficult for me to read because religious intolerance hits very close to home. And a lot of the stuff, I come from a very, very, very Catholic family. Obviously, I'm a Mexican. It is what it is. I was raised in a very good traditional Mexican Catholic family. And this book hits close to home because a lot of the stuff that the ultra-Catholics are talking about, that's how they're referred to here, is ultra-Catholics and ultra-Protestants, I've heard in my own home. And it's haunting and disturbing. So the subject matter is heavy for me, and it's tough because I feel very passionate about it. I believe in complete and total religious tolerance. So hearing stuff that I grew up hearing is really unnerving, but it is so exquisite and beautiful. I react to the characters. I love the characters. I hate the characters. There's this one character that in it, you will know who he is, who starts off like at the gutters of it all. And he works his way up to this like super powerful political family in France. And I'm intrigued by the way he's going to end. I hope it doesn't end well. I actually don't know how he ends. But I'm so intrigued by it. And despite the fact that he's a slime ball and he's conniving and, not a good character and he's, disturbing, questionable, so questionable, I am drawn in and I love it. And I react to all of the characters, everything they do, everything they don't do, everything they should do, and then, stuff that I'm just like, what are you doing? And it's just so many questions. but it's amazing and beautiful, and I love it. And I read this for like 16, 20 hours a day, and it was fantastic. I'm almost done with it. I know I'm going to finish it, and I'm just going to sit there and just let it sink in. I'm not as dedicated to the book as I was World Without End or Pillars of the Earth, because those two books to me revolved around the villagers and just a normal life. And yeah, there was religion, yeah, there was political intrigue, but it was just the webs and the webs and the more webs of lives, and how they very, very finely just interweave with each other, and how you don't know that what you're doing right now is somehow affecting someone 20 years from now. And it's just a beautiful thing to think about. And Ken Follett does it beautifully. If you haven't read any of his books, please do. You might need to notebook and diagram the entire book, because my goodness, this guy is just... So everything in his book is like layer 1 to like layer 50,000. And it's 900 pages. So it's like 800 pages of trying to remember who goes where and why and what connection they have to whom and who their master is and who their servants are and all this other stuff. So it's really intricate, so beautiful, so amazing, and I'm super excited. So the read-a-thon went very well. I went into my hole of my reading nook, wherever the heck I landed. And then every 100 pages, I made sure to drink water so I didn't dehydrate. Then if I was, hungry, I would kind of analyze myself okay, do I feel hungry? It's oh, Tortie's hungry. Stuff my face with a ham sandwich and move back on to the reading cave. So it went really well. I was really happy. Didn't die of dehydration, but I was really hungry at the end of the day. And I'm oh, well, I haven't eaten all day. I've had a ham sandwich. So it makes a lot of sense. But the read-a-thon went really well. This book, highly recommend. Beautiful. Even though I have such a personal relationship with religious intolerance and such a passionate feelings toward it, I still love this book because it's exquisitely, beautifully, deliciously written. And in my humble opinion, my very, very humble opinion, because who the heck am I to judge Ken Follett? For real, this is exquisitely written. And I think that you're hard-pressed to find a book so eloquently, beautifully, just wonderfully written, diagrammed, developed at this caliber, and still be able to be accessible to a majority. This isn't so, ridiculously highbrow with, words that are just way the heck up here and nobody's gonna know what they are. So super accessible, super awesome. I will have a review of this, might have a review of the first two books as well. I don't know if I will. Might put those into one video because I read those too many years ago. I'm not that old, but I'm old. And so yeah, update on my read-a-thon. That started on Thursday. Sorry y'all, I was a little too excited to start this book. And man, once I started, it did not come out. My world revolved around this for 4 days. It was beautiful. So definitely will update, post a review about this. And if you guys have already finished reading it, comment on the section below and let's have a discussion, because this is one of those books that I think warrants a great discussion. The Pillars of the Earth, actually, fun fact, was loaned to me when I was sick a couple of years ago by my very first boss, who is still the epitome of poise and success in my mind. And she loaned me the book, The Pillars of the Earth, and she said, Tortie, I can't have this back until you finish it, so you better finish it. And I read it, and it was the first historical fiction book I had ever read, and I was gone. And here we are, 6 years later, and historical fiction is pretty much the literary blood that runs through my veins. So it was very, very impacting. And this series, the Kingsbridge series, has a very close place in my heart and a very special place. So I'm excited to post the review, but thought I would post an update on the read-a-thon. And that's really about it for this video. Let me know what you guys thought. if you're excited to read it, if you're healthier than me and we're able to pace your way through this behemoth Bible of a book. And I would just love to really have discussions with you guys. So that would be all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and thank you for stopping by. And later this week, I should have a review of something. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll figure it out, right? Well, that's about it. Thank you guys for stopping by, and be safe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!